Hey everyone, welcome to the Candidly V Show. How's everybody doing today? Okay, I have a question. How is my sound to anyone that's in the house? Hey everybody. Okay, let me go through the chat. Real quick. Hey Shanita. Hey Save with Fifi. Hey Nia. Hey Shay. Oh, guys, I had a little heart attack just a minute ago. I thought my ring light went out and I was about to freak out. And Shanita had a similar situation. But can you guys tell me if my sound is okay? Can you guys hear me? I know the music is loud, but you know I start my show with loud music because I like to get you guys pumped and ready for the night. Okay. Hey, Real. Oh, Fee said V's going to look so pretty as always. Thank you, boo. Thank you. Nia said, I'm going to be nervous. Nia, can you just leave me alone for like one day? Oh, Lord. I can't stand y'all. Hey, Robin, babe. Yeah, see, Real already knows. I can keep it together. Okay, y'all? I got it. I got this. Okay? Hey, Harrison Family Vlogs. My guest is in the house. Hey, Ariel Melody. Hey, Anderson Family. Yes, we are ready. Okay, great. Sound is good and looks good on the picture. Ooh. Yeah, I got a mic this week because I noticed that my sound was kind of low. So that's why I was like, does the sound good? Can you guys hear me? So that's great. Hey, Sunflower Lady. Okay, guys. So as you guys, I can't see. So Shanita said yesterday she couldn't see how many people in the house. And again, I can't see it now either. So I don't know what StreamYard's doing. It's a bit different, but I'll just keep watching YouTube. Okay, guys. So last week I ran Intrigued by Neek's playlist. She was the winner of that week. So this week, girls, do not come for me. Do not come for me, okay? So this week, the winner of me playing their playlist is going to be Real Talk 87. So I'm going to play your playlist, Real, and that's because you're a true supporter. You come every week. You've been on the show as well twice now. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate you. So therefore, I'm going to play your playlist to help you get some watch hours this week. So you are the winner of this week's competition. Well, you know, everyone's laughing at me. Don't laugh at me, y'all. I hate y'all. Hey, Just Teresa, welcome, honey. Welcome. Thank you, Mr. Johnny, for sharing me out. I see Mr. Johnny just shared me out. Thank you so much. You're ready to be educated. Okay. Oh, by the way, Harrison Family Vlogs and Mr. Johnny, the people have asked and requested that I have both of you guys up at the same time. So we're going to talk about it. Okay, guys? We'll talk about it offline. Okay. So also, last Sunday I went live, as most of you guys know already, and it was an impromptu live, and it wasn't something that I plan on keeping up with. It was just something that I wanted to do quickly. So I have now decided that Sunday is also going to be another permanent day of my life. And I came up, well, the girls and myself came up with the idea that we would kind of do like a kind of couples couch, but not really just couples. It's obviously everybody else. Open panel to come and discuss the topic of the week. So like this Sunday, it'll be about blended families, and everyone can have their say and what they want to say that they don't get to say tonight. But you can come back on Sunday, you can pop up, I'll drop the link, and you will join me up here and we'll have a discussion about it. So that's what we're going to start doing on Sundays. And I just wanted to let you guys know. Also, guys, we are switching the script. Tomorrow, I am going to be on Real Talk 87's channel, and he's going to interview me. Guys, I'm the one that interviews people, okay? No, he wants to interview me, so I'm going to be in the hot seat. So, guys, pray for me. I'm so scared. Okay, so that's tomorrow. Make sure you guys catch. It'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And what else did I have to say? Okay, and tomorrow Don goes live. Don Easy TV goes live with his Friday Night Live. It's usually a really good time, so please try and check him out tomorrow. And if you're not connected with him, please do. And then next week, we are going to have couples on the show. So if there's any couples that are watching this week that would like to be a part and take part of Couples Couch next week, then please hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. I would love to have you guys. And I'm kind of looking for like a married couple, an engaged couple, and just a regular couple. Like I want all different aspects of a relationship for next week's show. So if that is you and you would like to take the camera with me, then please let me know on Instagram. I'd love to have you guys next week. Okay, I'm going to drop the link for my guest because he is here and I want him to come up here so you guys can get to know him. Okay, guys, so to everybody else, if you can share me out, please do. I really appreciate it. Let's try and get some more people in here so we can get more of a conversation going so we can all learn a little something else or more perspectives. It makes for a better conversation. Okay? So Harrison Family Vlogs, whenever you see the link, please feel free to click the link. Click the link. Hey, click the link. Hey, click the link. Hey. Excuse me, I will not be grilled. Real. We're going to have to talk about this, okay? When I'm finished on this live, we are going to talk about tomorrow. You cannot grill me. That is not okay. Hey, everybody. Welcome, my guest.
Hello.
Mrs. Harrison Family Vlogs himself. I'm so excited to have you up here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Call me Dre.
For agreeing to come. I can't hear you. Hold on. We got to get this right.
Is that me?
Every week.
Can you hear me now?
This happens. So let's see.
Testing 1, 2. Testing. It's working. Real talk. What's going on?
Ooh.
Hey, Shanita. What's up? Hey, Ariel.
I don't know why I can't.
My life as Nia. How you doing?
Okay, let me try and get him up again. Or is this my phone? Maybe it was my phone because I couldn't hear myself either. Hold on, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, say something now.
Say something now.
It might be me. Hold on.
Yeah, you know what?
Say something now.
I'm talking. Can you hear me?
It was me. Yes.
All right, cool.
Okay,
cool.
I can hear you. Welcome, Mr. Harrison Family Vlogs. Guys, give him a big warm welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Camera.
And I was saying you didn't hear this before, so you could call me Dre.
Okay, I'm going to call him Dre.
All right,
guys,
call me Dre.
I got it like that. I can call him Dre. Okay? Okay. Yeah. So, Dre, tell us all about yourself, what you do, and a little bit about your channel.
About myself. Okay. So, I go by the name of Andre, Dre, and I have a small YouTube channel called Harrison Family Vlogs. First and foremost, I love God, and I try my hardest to be a good representation of who he is, the way he should be to people, and I try to be like how he would be to people. So I try my hardest to treat people with love, dignity, and respect. So I'm a child of God. At least I try my hardest to be a good representation of that. my second most important role on this planet is father. I am a single father. I'm a divorcee. Been separated since 2009, divorced since 2012. But I also have custody of my kids since the separation, and I've been a single father since. But nothing's more important to me than seeing my sons grow up to be positive, secure, strong men in society. So that's that. I by day I am a educator. I teach elementary school, fourth grade to be exact. I teach ELA, and on my off times, I try my hardest to help couples and families as best as I can. Yeah, and so I also have a small YouTube channel called Harrison Family Vlogs, where I share a little bit about my life as a single dad, and every now and then I'll do like some reviews and things like that. But mostly it's about my experience being a single father.
Good. See, guys, I got a professional for you guys. Okay, thank me later. You guys can thank me later.
Where's Shanita?
Yeah, where's Shanita? She said, "Me too, Dre. We have so much in common."
Yeah.
So I got asked. I won't do that to you. I feel bad, Shanita. I can't do it.
Oh, I thank you, Miss Morrison.
Like, what does that mean when you said I'm unavailable?
That means that my attention has been taken.
Oh, guys. His attention is taken, guys. His attention is taken. I'm sorry, ladies. But you guys get to enjoy the show and hear what he has to say about being a blended family. So, he's got the experience of being a blended family. So we're all going to talk about it. And I know a lot of you guys in the chat also have experience of being in a blended family. It's so common nowadays. So we're really going to delve into today's topic. So let's start with the easy question. What is a blended family?
All right. So, and just so that people know, so I also have a master's in marriage and family counseling. So which is why at night I am a marriage coach and counselor. Okay. So a lot of what I'm going to talk about today may sound like it's ideal and too good to be true, but I'm also from the school of thought where I don't really care if people say it's too good to be true. If I can imagine it and it is that good, I can try my hardest to achieve it. So some of you may think it's unrealistic. I'm going to share some things that you may find unrealistic. However, if you want to attain this, you definitely can. And just that you got to get outside of yourself to achieve it. So a blended family is a family that is formed in a marriage where children are already involved. So if and it could be either both in the couple have children, or one of them have a child or children. And either way, when they get married, the person who doesn't have a child is inheriting a family and he has his or she has his own ideals. They have their own ideals, and it's still blending. So as long as there are children involved, them two getting married will be a blended family.
Okay. So in the chat, just so you know, you're getting a lot of compliments on your setup, and everyone's talking about how they need to set up their mic with their Canon cameras.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you.
They said you look like a king on TV.
Thank you. Yeah, it's nothing. I have a Sony A6400 with a 16 millimeter 1.4 lens and a USB mixer with a microphone. Nothing major. It's just a couple of lights.
There's nothing major, guys. Yeah. He did a whole video on it. So if you want to know what he uses, go on his channel and check him out. If you guys haven't connected with him, please do so today before you leave. Okay. So Robin said, so it can only be in a marriage?
Well, so the definition of family isn't necessarily, linear. You know what I'm saying? So, like for instance, I have students whose parents have best friends. Those best friends are my students' aunties and uncles. That's their family. So what I'm not going to say is that what you feel is family is not family. I can't define that, nor anybody else can.
So you can class yourself as being in a blended family if you have a home
Yeah.
situation.
So
You're not
yeah.
necessarily in a marriage, but you know, you have that same type of situation.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the benefits to being a part of a blended family?
The benefits of being a part of a blended family is support. Right. When people get married, they get married in with the hopes of supporting one another. All right. So let's say if there's a situation where there's a single mother who has been doing things on her own for the longest time. She found somebody that fell in love with her and her kids, and they get married. She'll be able to now have some sort of support with the children, and vice versa. So blended families, and the thing is, blended families is so much more common today, especially if you get married maybe above the age of 30, 35, because the likelihood of finding somebody without children is very slim at that point.
Right.
Yeah. So there's benefits, and support is one of those benefits that exists in a blended family.
Okay, so what would you say are the struggles with being a part of a blended family?
So when you have two people, right, that grow up and they become adults, they have their own ideas about what family is. One of the most difficult things to go into in a blended family is taking, and I call it culture, how a family has grown up together. They've developed a culture. So you have two separate cultures coming together, or subcultures coming together, and with different ideologies, different values, different routines. Now they're coming together to form one. Clashes will happen. And unless they go into it looking to compromise and form their own routines and their own culture, there will be clash, there will be conflict, there will be friction. So that's definitely one of the challenges of being in a blended family. Another challenge is the outside parent. The other parent that's not in the marriage anymore could pose a problem. And
do you think that parent poses a problem, or do you think the I would like to say bonus mom, bonus dad, do you think they cause more of the issue?
it's both. Both of them have the ability to cause problems. Like the bonus mom or bonus dad can make it hot for the biological mom and dad. There could be jealousy involved, and let's be perfectly honest. All right, let's like as my kids would say, no capping. Let's be
Right.
perfectly honest. If I was in a situation, and actually I was, my ex-wife was dating a guy for a long time. They were living together, and it took a lot for me to allow him to have a say in my kids' life. It took a lot. It wasn't easy. But when I start to see that, okay, this dude really cares for my kids, like I now trust that he's not going to steer them wrong. So now I can probably accept his input, knowing that he means that the kids mean a lot to him and he means them well, So I think we have to get past that place where we're competing to see who has the highest authority in the lives of the kids, and start thinking, well, what's best for the kids? And I think jealousy is one of those things that really come into play. For the bonus mom or the bonus dad, you're still wondering, well, does my wife and my husband still have feelings for him, or her? The outside parent could be thinking, who's this woman or who's this man trying to take my place? So there's a lot of things that can happen.
Yeah, Robin said right, jealousy and evilness.
Yeah,
comes into play, and she said, "Let's talk about that."
Yeah, well,
The
me just
outside
respond to
parent.
Shanita.
Yeah.
At first, I did. At first, I struggled with it because I love my kids very much, and I spend a lot of my time protecting them, either physically or mentally and emotionally. And when there's somebody that comes in their life that I really don't know, especially an adult that's going to be spending a significant amount of time with my kids, I want to know that my kids will be okay with them.
Right.
So it wasn't. I can't say it was a matter of jealousy. I developed a strong enough relationship with my kids to know that if there was another man to come in their life, our relationship will be secured. My concern is, can I trust this man with my kids if I'm not around? So that was really my struggle.
Yeah. Mr. Johnny said, I can hear a Caribbean accent at times from Harrison family vlogs.
All right. So
elaborate on that.
all right, I'll elaborate. All right. So I did ancestry, one of those things a couple of months ago. So I'm gonna say it like this. I am Nigerian by way of Trinidad and Puerto Rico. My mother's family is from Trinidad and my father's family is from Puerto Rico. I spent my life though growing up with my Trinidadian side of my family. So I was born here, but if you hear an accent, it's probably picked up from my family who I spent a lot of time with growing up.
Wow, I didn't even know that. See, I find out all this different information when I get people up here, guys. Mr. Johnny last week, I found out he was Jamaican, and I was like, okay, that's why we get along, Mr. Johnny, because I'm Jamaican too.
You're Jamaican too? All right.
British. Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me find back. Okay, so Mia wants to know. So why did it?
What drink are you drinking?
Oh, me? I'm drinking some wine.
Okay. I feel bad. I'm drinking coffee and you're drinking wine. Maybe I should get some wine.
Oh, wait, hold on. Are you drinking in your cup? I forgot to tell you. I wanted you to bring your merch.
Oh, my merch?
Yes.
Oh, you want me to bring it up?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You want to do it after or now?
Okay, we'll do it after.
We'll do it after.
Some amazing merch. I ordered some, but it didn't come in time. But that's okay.
Oh, did you?
I can still talk about it on another show.
Oh,
that's
thank
fine.
you. Because this is what she's saying. Because this is one of my merchandise. Let me let you guys see.
There we go. I ordered it, guys. I ordered the same one in pink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Johnny.
So Real Talk said, that's got to be hard. I don't think I could handle that. Neil wants to know, why was it so difficult for you to let it go and to be accepting of the bonus?
So I can't say it was difficult. I just needed to know that I can trust him with my kids. Honestly, it was pretty easy to let it go. It was. What did it for me was when I got a phone call from my son. They was with their mother that weekend, and he said, my son called me and said, some dudes at the park want to jump me. And they were in Queens. I was in Staten Island, so that's about, in traffic, maybe an hour drive. So I'm ready to get in my car and head over there, right? And as I'm going over there, I get a call from my son. He says, and I won't say his name for privacy's sake, but that his mother's boyfriend took care of it and he had his back. And I was like, okay, all right. If he's willing to go to the park by himself and stand up to dudes that were willing to jump my son, he's all right with me.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Robin said, I couldn't trust that my ex had the ability. Wait, it went so far.
Robin, yeah, Queens. You from Queens?
She's in Staten Island.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
No, she's not.
Yes, she is.
We neighbors? What? She's not from Staten Island. Oh, hey, let me test this. Where you from in Staten Island? I'm from the harbor.
Okay, Robin, drop it in the chat.
Where you from?
She said, I couldn't trust that my ex had the ability.
Oh, no, Long Island. Okay.
Oh, Long Island. Okay. She said she couldn't trust that her ex had the ability to pick decent partners to be around her daughters.
Why is that, though? If she could put in that in chat. Because, okay, and I don't want to, I'm the nicest guy ever, so I'm asking this, not taking a stab at you, okay?
Oh, no, you know what? Robin's probably the number one fan of yours, and she was very excited to hear from you today.
All right, so I will say, you can't trust him you can't trust his choice in women, but he did choose you. So at what point has he started choosing the wrong woman? No, don't do that. Don't make that face and take that sip. That's an honest question. It's an honest question, and I'm not taking a stab. I'm serious. Because a lot of the things that we have to really, self-reflect and consider for ourselves. So I am not taking a stab. I'm asking an honest question.
Right. He's asking an honest question. Okay.
For instance, we have this. Let's talk about when couples, right? They break up, and all of a sudden they can't stand each other anymore, right? We have baby mamas and baby daddies, and I'm gonna say it just like that for this specific reason, that can't stand each other. They share a child together, but they can't stand each other. They can't stand the sight of each other. They can't even do things together for the sake of the child, right? But we can agree on this, right? At some point, they did like each other, even if it was for 5 minutes. We know that because 9 months later, a child came out of the situation. So at one point, people liked each other, right? I think we have to get past our own, and this has nothing to do with what she said. This is just in general.
Right.
Our own pettiness, our own jealousy, our own hurt, to identify what's best for our children and what's going to help our children grow up to be secure adults in society. And having access to both parents will help with that. Even doing things together for the sake of the child on special occasions. I'm not saying like every weekend come together and have Sunday dinners, but
Right.
if the child has a birthday together, it'll benefit the child if you guys got every now and then celebrate a big milestone birthday, 10 years old. You know, like you're not going to have two separate sweet 16s, are you? And one of the worst things that people like don't even think about, right? In 15 years, 16, 20 years, your child is getting married, right? And they do that video montage and that picture montage. And every single memory that that child has, that's now adult, of their family is totally separate from each other. You're in a situation now where they're getting married and two people are coming together, but their whole life and their whole memory of their parents was separate. And I think that we have to think of things like that. You know, how is our child going to feel on their wedding day when they're looking at the montage and, you know, there's only pictures of me and daddy and me and mommy and nothing together. But I'm looking at my wife and she has all these amazing memories with her family together. We got to think of things like that.
Yeah.
But I just went off on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. No, that's good. This is what this happens all the time on this show. Mr. Johnny said, let's talk discipline. Mr. Johnny, we are going to talk discipline. That's a little bit later in the show.
Oh, yeah. We'll talk about discipline.
We are going to talk about discipline. We're getting there. Okay. Hey, AQ, welcome to the live. It's nice to have you. Hey, Marley.
Marley's in the house.
Marley's in the house. So Robin said, we grew up together as kids. After me, he turned to a certain type of woman. Other spectrum.
Gotcha. Okay.
P-Mate said just bitter. And she goes, this is us. We don't talk, period.
Oh, you don't talk, period. Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, and sometimes
said, I wish my steps could come around more. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes so that to protect our children from toxic communication, that could be the best thing. Finding a mediator to help with the visitation,
right,
so that you guys don't have to deal with each other. But like even then, like I try to tell couples that go through that my hope is that they can eventually get to a place where they can get along for the sake of the child. But again, that's ideal. Like I said before, I'm going to talk a lot of things that may seem idealistic. It's possible because couples have been successful in it, but some of us may say, well, that's not reality. It's a reality for some, and it could be a reality for you if you want it to be, and that's it.
And guys, don't forget he's trained in this stuff. So if you guys have real questions that you want to ask, please feel free to drop them in the chat. You're more than welcome to do so as we're going along. We are going to kind of touch a lot of different areas of blended families. But,
and I will say that I don't claim to be like even a relationship expert, right? Like I've learned some things, and I'm the type of person that if I learn something, I like to share that information with others. So, and that's it. So I'll say that. I know a couple of things.
We always invite each other to events. Both I and my daughter's father were married to other people, but we always came together for the sake of our children, our now adult daughter. Wow. Okay, so Nia said, how do you feel about giving your ex-wife or ex-husband a Mother's Day or Father's Day gift? Is that respectful to do so if they have a significant other? Great question.
That's a great question. That's a great question. How much do you love your child? Do you love your child enough to thank the other parent for helping you make that child? Then I'm gonna do it every single year. Because again, this is about putting away past hurts. You have a beautiful child that you love insanely, and that child would not be here if it wasn't for the other parent. So,
wow. So okay, so House of Family Vlogs is up for it. Does everybody else agree or no?
Yeah, like real talk said no.
For me, no.
Mhm.
Okay.
See?
Robin
And
said
again,
it's a no
I'm
for
talking
me.
like so. I am definitely coming from an idealistic point perspective. People want things to get better.
Right.
If parents that are no longer together are able to exchange gifts on Mother's Day and Father's Day, that means that they've reached a level in their relationship where they've passed all the hurts, and now they can appreciate each other for who they are in each other's lives. My child's father or my child's mother. Now, that's not a reality for everybody, but because my hope is to help people, I'm not going to tell people, okay, well, this situation of you not talking to the other parent is amazing. It's great. Praise God. Like you're in a great situation. That's
Hmm.
not the greatest situation, and it's not ideal. My hope is to get couples to the ideal place, to get families to the ideal place. So,
My
but
question is why you guys, okay, all of you guys are saying no, like you disagree with giving gifts to the parent of
so,
your child,
but
but
let me just say this.
why
Like
do you say no?
and we got to understand gifts, right? We're not talking about like lingerie, you know. We're talking about maybe a card and a gift certificate that she can go to get ice cream or something like that. Like, we're not talking about anything intimate. When the gifts get so intimate to the point where we're only going to give gifts to our loved ones, like the people that we're dating or seeing, you know.
Right. Marley said that every year gifts were given to each parent, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Christmas. Robin
Mhm.
said we're still in the hurt 16 years later.
Yeah.
Real said, I can if she was single, but not if she's in another relationship. So he would give her a gift if she was still single, but if she's found somebody else, then he wouldn't.
Then is he getting the gift for her because she's the mother of his children, or is she giving the gift because he has some other alternative reason? Because
Oh,
if you're giving a gift for the mother of your child, it shouldn't matter if she's single or if she's in a relationship, because she's still going to be the mother of your child, whether she's
right,
in a relationship or not.
right. That's true. Shanita said, Dre, we may need to rethink this relationship. I don't agree with that concept.
Yeah, you know what? It's because we have a hard time identifying and I'll talk about that relationship about re-identifying relationships. If I break up with you, right now we need to, and we have children together. Now we need to redefine our relationship. There's going to be a relationship there because we share a child.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be a relationship. You don't have a choice in that because you have a child. All right.
Right.
So now we have to define the type of relationship that we're going to have. Relationships is not just boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, and wife. Relationship is boss and employee. Relationship is mom, son, daughter, father. There's different kind of relationships. We have to be adult enough to redefine that relationship. No, we're not intimate anymore, but I still wish the best for you. I still want you to succeed. And if you succeed, our children will more likely succeed as well. So I want you to succeed. I want you to do well. In fact, what can I do to help you get to that place? Because I want you to succeed. Because I want to see my child see both their parents win. You know.
I think as well, it kind of depends on the age of the child. If the child
Yeah.
is still young, then, okay, yes, you probably will still be buying gifts, on
Mhm.
behalf of that child. Because at the
Yeah.
end of the day, with this other person, your ex, your child wouldn't be here. So
Yeah.
I can see why people would give gifts. But then at the same time, if your child gets to a certain age where they can get their own stuff, I mean, then that's when you can stop. You don't need to bother anymore because it's from your child.
Yeah.
You don't really necessarily need to be that heavily involved. Real Talk said, I just feel it's a respect level. I wouldn't appreciate it if I was their stepfather and she got a gift from the biological father. Ego thing, I guess.
Mhm.
Mr. Johnny said, I think it depends on how the original relationship ended. Hurt can go, but the scar remains. The child is a constant reminder of the injury.
Mhm.
Wow.
And he's right. He's absolutely right. But he's right. But is it right? He's right. But is it right? Now, again, I'm speaking ideal. I'm not going to glorify things that are toxic.
Mm.
I'm not going to do it in this show. I'm not going to co-sign your toxicity. It's not going to happen. I am trying to get you guys to see the brighter side of what can be. It's not ideal for parents to come together, have kids, and separate, but it is what it is. We're talking about blended families today. That's not even ideal. When I got married and I had children with my ex-wife, the goal was to be married till we were like 90.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the ideal. But now we're not in that situation anymore. So now I got to try to make the best of the situation, not make the worst of it. So what I'm not going to be talking about today is co-signing the toxic activities in our relationships. My hope is that we can have a discussion that can hopefully get you guys to see things from a different perspective.
Right. Jinky said his son's mother is married and he still buys gifts for her and her other child.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's good. That's not a bad thing, Jiggy, at all.
But
Robin said I'm the exception, for I haven't talked to that man in years. I guess because my daughter is older. If one parent is more willing to communicate than the other, then it won't work.
Yeah.
Live and learn. I agree with the gifts because the concept may have worked many years ago. Parenting was handled better. But in 2020, social media, immaturity, and many other factors will cause a gift to turn disaster.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, ideal sounds great, but I feel like the reality is that more people are toxic.
Yeah, it is, and that's true. Like, but we live in a toxic society, and it's even difficult to even have a successful blended family because of it. You know, like we live in a time where our children will go away to college halfway across the country, and then they'll meet somebody, you know, in a totally different part of the country. So let's say my son will go to college in Atlanta, and then he meets a girl from Spelman, and she lives in LA. Then they uproot and they move to Texas. And I'm like, they have a family, they have kids out there, and I'm like, yo, my baby boy is now all the way in Texas with his own family, and they're not close. Where years ago, right, families would purchase homes or find apartments within maybe a 10-block radius from each other. Like there was a time when family, like cousins, was like all over the place. Like if you mess with, you know, you knew that if you mess with John over there, John had like 20 cousins living near him. You couldn't mess with John, you know, because John had 20 cousins. Like don't mess with John. Now we live in a time where everybody is uprooting and living so far away from each other, and that actually, it's a positive and a negative. Independence is a good thing, right? But family support is an even better thing. And we don't have that family support anymore. It's not there. So we have a very, I don't want to say selfish, but an independent mindset when it comes to things like that. So when we get married and we get a divorce, all right, how many women in the chat believes that after the divorce, the child belongs to you? Right?
Child belongs to both parents.
Yeah, I agree.
However,
let's go with the however.
I think it depends on the age of the kids, and also I think it depends on the parents. There's so many factors. It depends on the parents. It depends on the age of the kids. It depends on the sex of the kids, as to who necessarily should be the primary parent.
So I'm not saying who should be the primary parent. I'm saying how many women feel that the children belongs to them. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, does anybody agree? Shanita said with mom and visit, and so does Robin, and they said, and they'll visit the father. And My Life is Near agrees with them. Mom is needed. So yes, a lot of women believe in the chat.
I've been a single father, right? And I've been so since my youngest, Gabriel, who's 13 now, was just approaching a year and a half. Right. And I don't say that I did a perfect job, but I did the best job that I can do as a single parent. Right. And even then, I did not think, even though I had primary custody of my children, that my children were only mine. We shared these kids. All right. So even in separation, we don't think about the family and our child's perspective of family. We look at it as, it definitely depends on the situation. And that I agree with. It definitely depends on the situation. Whatever parent is in a better place to better provide and care for the child should be the primary parent. I think that in every situation, shared custody should be automatic, unless it's proven that one of the parents is dangerous for the children to be around. All right, but we look at it as like, I'll give you a perfect example, right? I can't tell you how many times, and I really can't, like, I lost count how many times when people heard that I had custody of the kids, all right, they say, well, what happened to the mom? They should really be with the kids. My son's principal, when he was in elementary school, when I told her that I have custody of my kids, she told me to my face, no, that's not right. They should be with their mother. To my face, right? So we think our children belongs to me, you know, and it could be fathers that think that also. This is my child too. We share the children, right?
You're right.
We even in separation, we don't think about what's best for the child. We think about what we want and what we feel. I feel that this child belongs to me. A woman can say, well, the child came out of my body, so the child belongs to me. The child sees both mom and dad as equal. And you're making this child now become conditioned to see one of the parents as more important than the other. Wow. That's not good for the child at all. Unless one of the parents has proven to be toxic to the child. Not toxic to you, toxic to the child.
Wow. So Robin said, yes, to me it's normal. Mums are the nurturing ones, but it really does depend. Real Talk said, I gained custody of my 8-year-old because the mother was deemed incapable by the court. Yeah. Jiggy said his dad was a single parent. Wow, guys, there's actually quite a lot of you guys that have the men. I'm surprised. I'm not going to lie, because that doesn't happen as often as...
So let me just tell you, the numbers are shifting. There are now a lot more single... There's still more single mothers than there are single fathers, but that pendulum is shifting. More and more single fathers are growing in the ranks. It's happening.
Wow. Yeah. I'm really surprised because there's a lot of you guys in the chat as well. I'm just reading it and I'm like, wow, okay.
Now, I'm not a proponent of single fatherhood either. I'm a proponent of family. Okay. So I am not this, because I have had my kids and I'm a single father, that I'm like, yeah, go single parents, single dads. That's not me at all. I believe in working together, whether we're married, separated, divorced, just had a one night stand or whatever. I believe in working together and share custody. All right. Equal access for both of us to have to our children, so that our children has an opportunity to grow up in a more secure fashion, become secure adults. Period. Wow.
I love that. Robin said, my mom married and my stepfather raised me as his own in that marriage. That's a little bit of a different situation as well. The stepfather is the one that actually raised him.
So he inherited a baby. He inherited a daughter. That's a beautiful thing. That's a blended family.
Right. Shanita said, my brother is a single father because his baby mama isn't capable of taking care of the kids. Real Talk said, single parenthood is trash though.
I agree. Like, I'm in it and I wish I wasn't.
My life is Nia said, I just couldn't give my child up to someone else, child daddy or not.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people feel that way, Nia. You're not the only one. You know, I think that there's a lot of people that feel that way. But wow, it's nice. You know what? It's really nice to hear and to see that so many dads have stepped up, though. It's so nice. It really is.
And Marley's December story is a dope one when it comes to single fathers and men raising children, men raising daughters. So
yeah, that's hard. I'm sure that's hard.
Yeah,
Real's got a daughter, so I know I can only imagine when she gets to become a teenager how you feel. Hey, Ada Kings, welcome. Okay, so what is the role of the biological parent in a blended family?
The role should really be discussed with the couple.
So are you talking the biological and the step parent, or are you talking the biological and the co-parent?
Ideally, that would be dope. but that's not this is the part where I'm going to talk about like what's realistic. All right. I'm going to talk about what's real. Ideally, it would be nicer for everybody to come together at a table and say, what's the best way for us to raise our children together? But if what's happening in the home, in your house, is your business, and you guys have to identify that. Remember, like you guys are trying to create a new culture within your home. The other parent should not have a say in that.
Right.
Okay. Now that's the one thing that I will state, because if you give the other parent too much say in what's happening in your home, that could open up a door for a lot of problems and a lot of headaches that you guys really don't need. So do not allow the parent to have a lot of say of what's happening in your home, or the role of both parents inside the home. Now, if there's a situation where the other parent finds that, and again, this takes emotional maturity, all right, and ego to be removed. But if the other parent senses some kind of, senses some negativity in their children when they come for the visits, the other parent should have the right to say, I noticed that, Christina is having a hard time when coming with me and doesn't want to go back home. I think we should all get together and discuss that. So that's one thing that, we leave the house and we have a discussion about that to see what's happening. But what's inside the home, the role of the parents inside the home, that should be discussed between the husband and the bonus, the mom and dad and the bonus parent.
Okay, so you see, because my next question was going to be, so what do you believe is the role for the step parent within the blended family? But I'm assuming that your answer is still going to be the same, because you kind of given them all equal footing.
I think when it comes to certain things like what school the child is going to go to, sports and things like that, especially if the other parent is going to help pay for certain things, there should be a discussion. You don't want to just do things and then say, hey, you're going to help pay for this. Let's have a discussion about that.
Right.
You shouldn't just choose your child's school and totally ignore the considerations of the other parent. That's inconsiderate. That's selfish. So things like that. Nor would I even allow my wife to automatically trump my kid's mother when it comes to decisions.
Okay.
At the end of the day, that's still their mother. And if I allow that to happen, then my kids will feel a certain way and think that this lady that's come into my dad's life is now trying to take control and be my mother and kick my mother to the side. No, I'm not having it. And then they're going to start giving my wife a hard time.
Right.
No. Let's not do that. Let's not go there. Let's there's an order to this. All right.
So P Maid said, I'm trying to see what my role is supposed to play. And then she said, this is hard because, or he, I'm not sure. P Maid, are you a male or a female? I just want to know. Oh wait, you probably are a female. Okay, this is hard because my fiance doesn't get any rights to his son. When she gets mad, he can't even talk to his son, and her man plays a big part in that. See,
again, now, this is where and that's the reality right there. It's not ideal. That's the reality. P Maid, what kind of custody arrangement do they have, and if they have it, is it through the courts?
P Maid, can you answer that question? What kind of custody do they have, and is it through the court, or did they agree with themselves? Real Talk 87 said, I've got a lot to say about that, but I won't. No, say what you have to say. That's the whole point of tonight. It's a whole open conversation for everybody that's in a blended family, and for people that aren't, they can still chime in what they think. But it's great that you guys are trying to conversation started.
I think that King DJ Slim brings up a good point, and I think that if I would recommend doing a show on that about the government's role in the Black family. Oh, I like that. Oh, wait. No, maybe I'll take that. The government's role in the Black family. Ooh, I like that. American though, because you could be watching from some other country and you're like, what? What are you talking about?
That's a good one. Well done,
Yeah.
Slim. I wrote that down. It's going.
Yeah, write that down.
It's gonna come up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, but P-Made, what kind of custody arrangements do they have?
Right. What kind of custody arrangements do they have? Okay, my life is near. Whilst we're getting the answer, my life is near says, what's the bonus mom / dad's place when it comes to their bonus child?
Say that again.
She said, what is the bonus's mom or dad's place when it comes to their bonus child?
Well, again, we have to have a discussion about the role in the family. Ideally, they have an equal say in everything that happens in the home. But we also have to consider this. If we are the bonus parent, we have to prove that we are trustworthy with that bonus child. That means that I see this bonus child like my own child. Like, this is my child, not my stepchild, not, this other man's child that I married, this woman, and, this child is still there, just there.
Right.
They got to be yours, and, you're thinking about something. What's on your brain?
Yeah, because I feel like, okay, I get what you're saying. You do have to kind of prove that point. But to the co-parent that isn't in the household, mm-hmm. they don't get to see your proof of that. Mm-hmm. So it takes a lot longer for them to get to terms or to become comfortable with that, because they're not seeing what you are like with their child when their child is in your care, your house.
Yeah. So again, now we're talking about ideal. It would be ideal if they have an opportunity to see that, if you guys do shared activities together. You guys are able to have discussions about the child. But then that happens in that ideal space. That's a space that we're trying to get all couples to, all families to. And it's hard because it takes us putting our own ego hurts aside. P-Made said, no custody arrangements at all. If she's doing that, P-Made, my recommendation is to go to court and get a legal custody arrangement, so that if she does do things like that, you can take her to court and have a paper trail. And in that case, in a lot of cases, the judge will overturn custody and give him the custody. So I tell couples all the time, if you can avoid it, don't go to the courts. The courts don't care about the child. They don't care about, they're there just to collect money, and they don't know the child. They don't care about the child itself. So they look at figures and numbers.
I have to fight on this because I work in the court system. So
yeah.
It depends on who you have. But I know, in the past it has been like that. It has,
Yeah.
Things are changing.
When it comes to child support, child support is all numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's all numbers. So they put in your salary, her salary, at least in New York, they factor it in. They say, all right, because you make this much more, you're going to pay this percentage more. It's all money.
Right.
Custody, if the child's not in danger with both parents, and it's not like this. I think shared custody should be automatic. If you're going to court for custody, it should be shared automatically, and proof should be given for sole custody for one or the other parent. But it's not like that today. The first parent that goes to court, they're the one who, in most cases, will have custody temporarily, and the courts will either deem in favor of that parent, and in most cases they do. So,
wow, guys, y'all are killing me, man, in the comments.
What they say? What happened? What am I missing? I'm talking too much.
They are killing me, guys. You guys are killing. Okay, I got to scroll back up because everybody's typing now like crazy. Real was saying, clearly the courts don't care about the child. If you overpay your child support or overvisit the child, then you can go to jail. Then he also said a little bit, the government uses women as a puppet to destroy the man, just being honest. The government plays a big role screwing men over to keep the black family divided.
So we could go into that, but then we're going to be missing the whole point of the blended family.
Yeah, exactly. This is another talk. This is what I want to happen on Sundays. So it's a follow up from from today's show, but you come back on Sunday and then we discuss the things that you couldn't get to discuss properly or fully here. We do that on Sundays. But yeah, guys, y'all are kidding me because the government doesn't. The people are the ones that allow the government to make these decisions.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys can get along and agree out of the court system, then you wouldn't have the government ruling or doing anything. They wouldn't even get involved in your. They don't even know you're separated. They don't have a clue.
Ooh, King DJ Slim. Bad parents equal blended families.
Oh,
if you could explain deeper on that, I'd like to hear why you think that.
It's not necessarily bad, Exactly. Mr. Johnny said, I don't think we can blame the government for everything. The government didn't make you lie down with your partner or create a life. However, it does punish you if money is involved. Correct.
Mm-hmm. I still think that should be the title of the show because it's juicy. I'm just saying.
I like it.
Yeah, I like the title.
Guys, that's going to be the title of Sunday.
Little clickbait. It's cool.
Delve into this because this is a big different discussion from where we were going with blended families today. We are going to talk about it.
Yeah, Molly, there was a guy, I think in Michigan, he was in Michigan, who overpaid his child support, and he actually went to jail for it. I think the charges was dropped or whatever, but he was actually arrested for overpaying in child support.
Nia said, why when baby mamas get mad, they always give their baby father a hard time and holler out child support? Do you think it's because she still has feelings for him?
Say that one more time.
She said, why when baby mamas get mad, they always give their baby father a hard time and holler about child support? Do you think it's because she still has feelings for him?
Well, let me ask, is he paying child support? So I'm a
But does that matter if he is paying or isn't paying?
Yeah, I think it's irrelevant.
I mean,
so like
some women are like that.
yeah. And some women can be that way. Some women can be better and want to make the other parents. I don't want to say this is exclusive to women. Parents can be bitter and want to see the other parents suffer, and they'll do whatever they can legally to see that other parents suffer. So I get it.
Right. Ooh. Okay, I'm trying to catch up with the chat. Marley, there was a case in Houston a few years ago.
Okay, maybe it was in Houston. Yeah, but I did read about that. Real talk. Yeah.
Well, that's a few years ago. Houston is now Democratic. We're blue. Thank you very much. Okay, we're now blue. Okay.
Yeah.
Guess what? Majority of people that are
New York
like us now. Okay.
New York has been Democratic, and they haven't been servicing the black family all too well, to be perfectly honest with you.
Right. Okay.
The government.
Who do you think has the higher expectations when it comes to a blended family?
What do you mean, like either which what do you mean, like the man or the woman or the husband?
Yeah. So is it the co-parent? Is it the parent that's in the new relationship, or is it the step parent? Who do you think has higher expectations within a blended family?
It's a good question, and that's honestly something I never really thought about. I think I guess that could be individual to each family because dynamics are a little bit different. I think that there's a lot of uncertainty and fears from everybody's part. So I think there's more fears and expectations than anything else. Like, the question is always like, how is this going to look? How is this going to work in the future? What is my role going to be? Will I ever be accepted by the child? And if the child doesn't accept you, it can be extremely hard, extremely difficult. And so I know that the child's role in the situation is also very important. Whether they're
what role does the child play in this situation?
Actually, they should be the happy medium. The role of the child is to just exist, because we don't want to put too much expectation on the child. We don't want to force the child to like the parent, but we don't want to encourage the child to hate the parent either. Relationships are developed over time and proximity. We can't force it. So The one person who should not have any expectation is the child. And this is what it looks like, right? It looks like this. 16-year-old Taekwon walks in a house after basketball practice and walks past stepdaddy. All right. Stepdaddy yells, "Lucy, he ain't say hi again. What's wrong with your son? Don't he got respect? You're gonna respect me in my house, right?"
Mm-hmm.
He's never spent time trying to develop a strong relationship with his bonus child. He wants respect automatically without trying to develop respect, develop a relationship first to earn that respect. Kids don't just respect people that come in their life. It just doesn't happen that way. Not all kids, for that matter. So I think, so with that being said, there is an expectation for the bonus parent to attempt to develop a relationship with the bonus child. We can't expect the child to just automatically love and respect and honor
Right.
and revere this bonus parent, because it's not going to happen right away. It doesn't happen like that for all couples. It takes time and it takes proximity.
Yeah.
They need to know that they can trust you. Children need to know that they can trust the adults in their life. And if they don't know that they can trust you, why would they respect you? And vice versa.
They could also be being brainwashed by the outside parent that
Absolutely.
potentially is better in the situation.
I agree with that. But then that's not something that you take out on the child.
No.
You still love that child. You still you still try your hardest to develop the child. There's going to be some hard times, but what's going to happen, and what hopefully will happen, is after a couple of years, that child's when they grow up and start seeing things and become able to think for themselves, they start to think, "Yo, my mama was bugging. Like, this dude is mad cool. Like, or she's mad cool. Like, nah, man, like, she's bugging, or he's bugging, man. Like, he picks me up and takes me to school and picks me up from basketball practice. He's teaching me stuff. Oh, my dad is bugging. Like, he's a good dude. Like, we got to be the ones to initiate that relationship."
Right. Live and Learn said blended families only start as a result of a woman or man doing wrong, forcing the other person to move on. They have more kids equal blended. Bitter people start drama so others can't ever be happy. I guess it depends on how soon out of the relationship. And that's a good question. How soon out of a relationship with the parent, the original two parents, can you then bring in a new partner?
There's no science to that. There's no really real number. Like, people are different. So some people have trauma that they need to deal with. I will say that however long it takes for you to heal from that trauma is the time that you need to wait before moving on in a new relationship. You don't want to bring somebody else in a traumatic situation or a toxic situation. So if it takes you 2 months to heal from that trauma, then 2 months. If it takes you 2 years, 2 years. If it takes you 20 years. So there's not really a set time. Just make sure that you are fully healed from that situation before you bring somebody else into it.
Right. Neek said she hated the people. She said she hated anyone her mom dated. It was hell.
Why though?
Why, Neek? Why was it hell? You know what? I kind of feel the same way, right? Mm-hmm. So I grew up with both parents being in the household, and they ended their relationship when I went away to college. To this day, they're still married, but they both moved on with new partners. I don't know why they don't want to get a divorce. They just ain't doing it. I don't know. I don't understand it. That's their reasons. But they both got along. They got new partners. And for me, I found it very hard to build relationships with these new partners. I still, to this day, find it extremely uncomfortable. I don't know why. And there's nothing wrong. I feel like my mom's partner tries too hard with me. He tries way too hard with me. And I just kind of want him to just, give me the space and the time that I need to just figure out what's going on with me.
Yeah.
As to why and it's not that I don't accept him. Like, I'm fine. Like, if my mom's happy with him, that's fine. If my dad's happy with who he is with, then that's fine too. I'm happy that both my parents are happy. But when you bring me into the situation, I'm extremely uncomfortable. It makes me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. I don't know why, you know, that
What is
situation.
it? You think it's because you're so used to seeing your parents together and seeing them with somebody else is strange? Like you left for college and came back and was like, yo, what happened here?
Right.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on?
Literally.
So
Yeah.
okay.
And that's the thing as well. I kind of got forced to meet them.
And
So
I think
it was never something where it's like, okay, whenever
now
you're
imagine
ready.
this. Imagine this. All right. You were forced at whatever age, whatever adult age, to meet this other person in your parents' life. Imagine how confusing and traumatic it could be for a child,
Right.
you know?
But
And
I feel like I hate to say this, but I feel like it's easier when the child is younger.
now they
Because
can
that's
adjust
what they
quicker.
grow up knowing
Yeah.
now.
They
This
can
is
adjust
their
quicker.
life. Right?
Yeah.
But when you're older and that was all you ever knew, it was your parents to be
Mhm.
together, and then now it's really, I don't know, it's just so uncomfortable. And I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Mhm.
I really
Well,
can't figure out
first,
why.
I would recommend him not trying that hard. And
Right.
if I could tell you, I would tell him, you know, sit down with him and say, hey, listen, I like you, but sometimes I feel like you try too hard. Let's just let it happen naturally. You
Right.
know, well, don't try too hard. Like, you know, yeah, don't ask me if I want water, ice, and is it chill enough? I can put my just leave me alone. Just
Right.
if you're gonna offer me water, just give me the water and I'll deal with it. Like, don't try too hard. I
Yeah,
think,
I feel like he tries to buy my love a bit. Like he'll always be buying
yeah.
me things or wanting to do something or throw
But
money at it.
now
And then
here's
he
the thing about
also,
that.
I find that he's a little tiny bit controlling. So when I got married,
So okay, and
right?
now I was gonna talk about that, but go ahead, say that.
Okay, yeah. So when I got married, he came to the wedding, and obviously my father's gonna be there. It was my wedding. Um, and he got really frustrated and upset at the end. By the time the wedding was, and I was very mad with my mom because my mother did not tell my father that she was bringing her partner, and I told her before the wedding that she needed to tell my dad. I didn't want to do that. I don't want that
Yeah.
onus on me because I know my dad. And by the time the wedding had happened and the reception was there, I'm not even lying, everybody was upset. Everyone was upset, but he was trying to control my mom, and then he ended up taking my mom away to the hotel room, away from my wedding reception, because he was so mad about the fact that my dad was there. And he's like, she's mine, she's mine. And I'm just like, whoa, this is about me. This is one day that you guys all need to come together for me,
Yeah.
you know? And man, that was a crazy situation. But I do feel like, and that's how my mom's family see him as well. He can be a little control. He's got jealous tendencies. That's what it is. And I feel like he feels very threatened by my father, but they're not together anymore. You know, my dad was somebody else, you know, and I don't know why he feels that way.
Yeah. And I think that that's something that parents need to watch out for. If there is if you're dating somebody that is over eager with your children and really wants your child to like them, like doing too much for them to be liked, be careful, because they're doing that because they're either insecure,
Right.
they are controlling. Like right before you said that, I thought in my head, he's probably controlling, and then you said it, I was like, boom, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
I don't know
he
if
wants to
anyone
control
else
the situation. He wants you to
that.
like him. He wants you to see him as, you know, the father figure in your life. And I think that that's something that we have to be very careful. Do
Right.
not, like, if the person you're dating always wants to be around your child, and every time they see the child, they're giving them candy or a gift, or every single time,
Right.
that's not realistic. I mean, that's not even ideal. Like, stay away. Stay away.
Right.
Like,
I
I
don't
think
know if anyone else experienced that, but tell me if you guys experience what I experienced, because it makes me cringe to this day. If any of my friends, like, they like to tease me about it, and they'll be like, "Oh, your stepmom or your stepdad." I hate it. Like,
yeah,
I do not like to hear those
yeah,
words. Period.
yeah,
I always say, like, no, my mom's partner or my dad's partner.
yeah,
I do not connect the two.
yeah.
It makes me very uncomfortable. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but I felt that way. I still do to this day. It's really strange. Yeah. Real said, I feel the child should have some say in who they want to live with too.
I agree.
It depends on the age of the child though, as well. I mean, if you've got a little baby or a toddler that doesn't really speak in love both parents,
obviously, yeah. But like when they get to like a certain level of understanding, it should be their choice.
Right. Right. Shanita said, I couldn't stand my dad's mistress. I halfway like her today.
Well, wow, mistress. I don't know if I would like my mother's mister if she was married and really.
Right. Exactly.
I feel you.
Real brother. Real brother 32 said, bad baby mama or bad baby daddy equals hurt people whom are direct on hurting other people. Mm-hmm. I'll bet it's almost always the children who end up hurt.
So stop right there.
You have to give respect.
Stop right there. Okay. So that's, and now what you said is he could have stopped right there at the children getting hurt. And that would have like been his whole argument, and it would have been 100% valid, 100% strong. Almost no one can combat that. We have to consider the children in almost every situation where adults are coming together.
Right.
What's the best situation for them? Right. I've been in relationships in the past where the person that I was seeing was amazing to me. Amazing. Just wasn't that great with my kids. And if you're not like, because it's not just me, and I'm not really, I don't want to say like I'm a package deal. We're a family and we come together.
But I feel like any single parent feels that way. Like a lot of the time they feel that way. Like, you have to accept, if you want me, you still need to accept my child too.
Yeah.
And my kids come as a part of me. So we are a package deal in a sense,
Like I'm a man, but I don't eat until my kids eat. Like I don't want you giving me a plate and then giving my kids a plate. Now that's just me. And I think it's because I've been a single father for so long. I need to make sure that my kids are okay, before I'm okay. And I would like the person coming into my life to have that same mindset. Right. I'm a grown man. I'm okay. I just want to make sure my kids are okay. And if I could, and that's the thing, like if you can show me that you care about my kids, all right, and then you see about my needs, you won me. Like you won me. Like if you took care of my kids before you took care of me, like I'm proposing tomorrow, like that type of thing, right? So, and that's important to me.
Nick said, I didn't understand her needs as a woman at that age. It was just so weird to me.
Yeah. Yep. King DJ Slim situation with his custody situation, kids, and prior relationship is very rare. Many people be shocked. It's a Lifetime movie. Seriously, he wants y'all to check out his video tomorrow. Okay,
cool. We will.
All right.
Mr. Johnny said, couldn't it just be that they just want to keep the peace, trying to make the best of a bad situation? The partner loves the biological parent, but has gained the child in the deal, trying to win the child's heart.
Yeah. Now, Mr. Johnny is absolutely right. And that's the whole thing. Getting into a blended family is not ideal. You're really trying to make the best of a situation that's not ideal. That's really at the core of it. That's what it is. All right. I think somebody said earlier that bad parents make blended families. And I understand what they're trying to say. I would sort of twist that a little bit and say bad couples that broke up, to get into blended families, right? So it's not that the parents' fault that they don't blend, like they just broke up. It is what it is. And then if they break up, should they not get remarried if they have kids? No, if they found somebody that they're willing to love and that's willing to love their kids, why not? Why not? And
I think it's always harder for the kids. I think it's always harder to win the kids over than it is the parent, the outside parent.
Yeah.
I feel like the kids are, obviously every parent wants their kids to be happy. So when the kids aren't happy in that situation, that always determines whether or not, a lot of the time it determines whether or not they stay together.
Yeah.
the biological parent and
The bonus parent.
the bonus parent.
Now it's either going to break up before you get married or break up after you get married. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen. It's the
Yeah.
inevitable.
And again, and that's why it's important for the bonus parent to genuinely seek a relationship, and it may not look like necessarily a father son, mother son type of relationship. You just got to develop any kind of relationship that's built on trust, you know, and that's hard to do, and I can make recommendations individually if I talk to couples on what action steps they could take.
Right.
So it's not something that I can just say, well, if the bonus parent does this, then that child is going to fall in love with them and they'll be a happy family. It's not like that. But if you can get the kids to trust you as a trusting adult, then you've won. You've won.
Right.
You know, and the thing is, every single family is going to have problems. Married couples who never got divorced, they have kids, they got issues. They got issues with their kids. So I don't want. So when you are getting into a blended family type of marriage or relationship, be honest with yourself and go into it expecting that there's going to be challenges. It's not going to be a piece of cake.
Because there's too many different people's perspectives to take into account. There's too many people involved. So, okay, I'll ask you this question first before I ask you that second question. Do you feel that one party always feels neglected within a blended family situation?
They can. And I think in most cases, it's the parent living outside the home. Because
really?
Yeah. You mean feeling neglected? Now we're talking about feeling neglected, not being neglected. Let's stay there. All right.
Okay, because that's different.
The parent not living in the home, right, may get visitation every other weekend, right? Them not having full access to that child could have them feeling neglected. So we're talking about feeling, right? And we want to try not to make the other parent feel neglected. This is why I am a strong supporter of equal access. Equal access, period. Even if the child is living with one parent, right, the other parent should have equal access, which means that if the parent says, hey, I'm going to be in town today, or I'm going to be off of work today, with your permission. And I think always asking for permission, expecting the right answer, well, like sometimes I ask knowing that I'm going to get a yes, but I ask anyway so that I don't make it seem like, I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. Like,
but I feel that that's what happens in a lot of these situations. A lot of the times it's more, rather than an asking situation, it's a telling situation. This is my weekend, I'm doing this. Or, well, I'm going to come pick them up. It's your weekend, but I want them because I'm doing this.
Yeah. If it's your weekend, let me say, if it's your weekend and it's court ordered, I'm not asking either. Saying I'm going to get them. But if it's out of the ordinary, right, and it's out of the routine, let's say, let's say for argument's sake, my ex-wife picks up the kids every day after school, right, and I happen to be off that day. I'm not going to call her and say I'm picking up the kids. It's out of routine. All right. I'm breaking her routine. The least I can do is be considerate and ask her, hey, I'm off today. With your permission, is it okay if I go pick up the kids from school today? That's just the dynamic of trying to make a peaceful situation.
Right. Okay. So I like how you said that, how, you kind of feel that it's usually the co-parent that feels the neglect. Yeah. But what about the bonus parent?
Well, so if they're in the home,
because I feel that the bonus parent would feel the neglect. I mean, I can see what you're saying, but at the same time, a lot of the time, the parents are kind of dealing with their children the way that they need to.
Yeah.
And they're not necessarily considering the third party in the situation. Yeah. And the third party gets left out of decisions that are made, and it's not to say that they need to have say, But I feel that sometimes the third party would like for the parents to involve the third party in the decisions that they have with the child, because the third party isn't going anywhere. You know, the third party's still here.
That's the bonus parent, right?
Right, the bonus parent. Yeah. So I feel like the bonus parent a lot more times is the one that gets and feels the neglect in the blended family situation.
And I think that's why ideally it'd be important to have a conversation about everyone's roles and the expectations that this bonus parent would have. And that goes into discipline as well, you know. So you got to have a conversation about what you guys are going to expect from the bonus parent and what even the bonus parent expects. If the bonus parent is a trustworthy, loving individual, they absolutely love and care and willing to give their life for the child, I don't see why not. Like, why not include them in the decisions, right? You're gonna trust a teacher and bring a teacher into your family situation if your child's not doing good in school. So if the child's, you know, in life, this adult is there more than a teacher. So I think it would be ideal to include that parent when it comes to decisions about the children. I wouldn't say that parent has the right to have a final say, you know, but include them in the decision.
Right. That's true.
Or include them in the conversation and get their input, and then let the parents decide. But they should definitely have a say in the conversation if they've proven to be a trustworthy adult to that child.
A lot of the time, one of the biological parents don't want that bonus person involved because they feel like it should just be the parents that make decisions over that child.
Yes, again.
How do you handle that situation? Like, how do you deal when you're in that type of situation? How do you deal or handle that? Because that's a hard one. And I feel like a lot of the pressure goes on the biological parent that has to co-parent with this parent, but also has the bonus parent.
And then it causes friction in the marriage with the bonus parent, because now you're like, oh, you're choosing him over me or her over me. Like, what? My say doesn't matter. You don't care about what I say. It can definitely happen that way. Again, conversations in the very beginning is key. And again, I'm talking ideals. Like, my conversation today is all about presenting the ideals, because this is what we would like to happen in relationships.
Right.
The ideal that, you know, the four parents, if there are four parents involved, to have a say in the conversation, because they're all vested. Like, they all have an investment in this child's future. They want to see this child successful, and they care about this child. So they should be able to be mature enough to come together and have a conversation about what's best for the child without egos, without, you know, like, I should be able to have a conversation with my ex-wife's husband, and they say, you know, Gabriel's not doing good in school. He's acting up and so, and they tell me, and he seems to be having some emotional problems. I think he should go to counseling. I'm not about to say, I should not say, what are you talking about? You're not even his real dad. I'll choose what's best for my son. Like, that's ego. That has nothing to do with what's best for the child. Let's consider what's best for the child. That means you got to put yourself aside for a second, or a minute, or an hour, or a day.
Right. Mr. Johnny 25 said, when the biologicals were together, they didn't need permission to see their own children. I think adding that permit.
Wait. Robin, your boyfriend has never met your husband? I hope not.
Haven't.
That'd be drama. You don't want your boyfriend to meet your husband.
He said they have never met and they will never meet.
Wait a second. You're not hearing me. All right. That's like boyfriend. Like, that's the side piece meeting the. No, you don't have. What are you talking about?
Well, as in like her ex. So her
ex-husband. You got to say ex-husband. Listen, I read that totally wrong, Robin. I'm looking. The boyfriend that you have on the side never met your husband. No, what's happening? I'm like, Robin.
No, she worded it wrong. Her daughter's father has never met her husband.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, Robin. I see you.
See, Robin, he's coming for you, Robin. He's coming for you. Don't let it happen.
You got to make sure you put ex-husband, please.
Oh, so yeah, Mr. Johnny, when the biologicals were together, they didn't need permission to see their own children. I think adding that permit to the arrangement causes problems from the get-go. Custody is anti-family.
Custody is anti-family? In what way?
Mr. Johnny, you want to answer that? In what way? Robin said it's all about the parents and the child, and the bonus parent is like, it doesn't concern you. Yeah, so they feel that the bonus parents gets the neglect a lot of the time.
Yeah. Again, I don't feel like it should be. Like family is family, and we got to be able to identify, like, identify the relationships of the people in our lives. Right. This child now has an adult living in the home.
Right.
Okay. To say that this adult should not have a say will add a negative dynamic in the family. All right. And let's talk about the topic of discipline, if we can get into that.
Yes.
We've been in this talk about an hour and a half now, and not once did we talk about discipline. And
Yes.
I'm pretty sure everybody want to know, how
about the discipline part.
Ain't nobody putting their hands on my child, right? That's how we be acting, right? All right. And I agree. Don't be putting your hands on my child. But you are more than free, especially if you have proven to be a loving adult in my child's life that is trustworthy. You are fully capable of disciplining my child within reason. Now, we look at discipline and we think punishment and beatings. Punishment and beatings or whoopings. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't see discipline as that. I see discipline as teaching. The root word of discipline is disciple. What is a disciple? A student. A student learns from a teacher. So when you are disciplining your child, you are teaching your child. It's not about punishment. It's not about whoopings or beating. It's about teaching. Do I want my ex-wife's now husband to discipline my children? Absolutely, especially if he's a trusted adult. Absolutely. I need you while they're in your care to teach my kids the right thing. I need that. We as a family need that, because I cannot risk my kids going over there and you not disciplining them, because if you're not going to discipline them the right way, they're going to come out to be tyrants. They need to have discipline in both homes with both bonus parents and both biological parents, period. With that being said, don't you be putting your hands on my kids, though. I'm just saying.
He said you can't be putting your hands on kids. Okay. So you answered my two questions. I had two questions on the discipline section, and I was like, well, what was the role when it came to the step parent and discipline? You answered that. And should the parents agree when it comes to discipline? You answered that as well. Okay. So, Real Brother 32, he said, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but he said, Harrison Family Vlogs, can you speak on the court system on how it's impacted the Black family from a male perspective, in your opinion? And the reason why I'm going to stop you there is because, Real Brother, if you are available on Sunday evening, we will be back to discuss the courts, because that's a whole different topic, and it's going to take a long time.
So I think you being in a part of that conversation is dope, because you have experience with that.
Right, exactly. So if you can come back on Sunday for that part of the conversation,
can't answer that,
then he will be around to answer.
All right, fine.
Hopefully, Trey will be around to answer that.
So write that question down, because I really want to touch on that, because that's a thing that we really need to touch on. Yeah.
Okay, can somebody write that down? I know one of you guys at home are writing it down. I'm gonna
copy and paste it and send it to you. I'm gonna copy and paste it.
Text it to me, y'all. Text it to me. Thank you.
I'm doing it right now.
And Robin said, we really don't hit, but I have come at my child's father for hitting her. Discipline comes from me.
So what did discipline look like to you? Because if there are two adults in the house, and whether it's a biological or not, and they love the kids, they're disciplining the kids. Your teachers, your students, your child's teachers discipline them in class.
Yeah.
They're teaching them. They're teaching them boundaries, and they're teaching them consequences.
Right.
That's discipline. So we gotta stop looking at discipline as a punishment. It's not. Yeah. As we have an unhealthy perspective of what discipline is all about. Discipline is a positive thing, because it's meant to teach our kids right and wrong. And if my ex-wife gets married, it's unrealistic for me to not think or not want that parent, the bonus parent, not to discipline my child. It's not realistic. And then if I expect that, what am I teaching my child? Not to have
Right.
respect for adults, especially adults that care for them.
That's true. Guys, so just for everybody that wants to purchase Dre's merchandise, number one, can one of my mods go over to his page, and you will see in his description box, you will see the link. And if you can come back and put it in the chat, so that everybody can have it. And then I'm also going to also put it in the description box after the live. I'm going to edit it and have his links and everything in there as well, so that you guys can go and purchase the merch. I purchased it. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait for it to come.
I hope you
So
like it. I hope you
definitely
like
support him. You know, we're all firm supporters in here. So,
it.
you know,
Nice.
please continue to do so. Okay, Real Talk said, I don't even whip my kids. I wish somebody else would. I'll go to jail.
Yeah, I never had I did spank my kids from time to time when they were younger, but now they're older and we reason. Like my kids, and like my kids are like, even my 13-year-old, we reason. Like he does something and I'm like, son, like you tell me what just happened. So and so happened. Was that the smartest thing? No. Why? Tell me why. You know, and they hate that. Like they would rather, Dad, can I just get a beating? No, we're gonna talk about this. Right?
So that actually works out worse.
Can you just send me to my room? Nope. Let's have a discussion about what you just did, son.
Yeah. Oh. In Shape by Nick said, where did we get hitting from to begin with? I refuse to hit my child. Johnny said, discipline to me is correction. And then Real Brother said, discipline can be being put on time out or not hanging with friends. It's not always spankings or beating.
But discipline isn't just exclusive to consequences for people's actions. Discipline is teaching, period. You know, we got to stop looking at discipline as only the bad action for our child's wrong actions. Like it's not discipline can't be only the result of negative actions. It's discipline could be, getting at something before it happens. So it's teaching.
It's teaching, guys. Real talk. I am not mad. I'm not mad. We're gonna talk for all you brothers. We're gonna talk on Sunday about the court system and how it affects y'all. Okay, I got y'all. It makes a great mother show. I'm not mad.
Yeah, I'm an anomaly in the court system. I have custody, and I get child support. And well, I'm supposed to get child support at least.
Right.
But yeah.
Okay, so how many check-ins? So we're going to go into the importance of family check-ins. How many check-ins do you feel are sufficient, or should a blended family have?
As often as you can. Like, there's no, like, if you guys can set a time where you guys meet every week or once a month and say, how am I doing as a parent? Then absolutely, But even on the spot check-ins, right? Let's say there's a situation where bonus mom caught bonus son cutting school, and she picked him up and took him to school and told him, if you ever cut again, all right, you're going to be on punishment for a long time, and I'm going to make sure that I talk to your dad about this. All right. She takes him to school. She calls up her husband, all right, and says, hey, I just saw the bonus child cutting school, and I did this. How did I do? That's a check-in. Okay, that's a check-in. So check-ins. Oh, Robin. Check-ins is asking the other parent, how am I doing with your child? By asking the biological parent, how am I doing with your child? So that's what a check-in is. So check-ins is important. Check-ins is important in relationships. People don't do that in relationships. How many boyfriends and girlfriends ask their loved one, how am I doing as a boyfriend? How am I doing as a girlfriend? Is there anything I can do better? That doesn't happen a lot, but it should happen in blended families. You can even ask the children, how am I doing as a supportive adult in your life? And you don't want to say the other parent. You can use that terminology. How am I doing as a supportive adult in your life? Okay, I'm not doing that great. What can I do to help support you better?
Real Brother said, House of Family vlogs, back in the late 1960s, the black man was essentially removed from the home. How do you think that's impacted the dynamics of family as it stands now in 2020?
Yep. I listen. You don't want to talk about it. You said you want to talk about it Sunday. I'm not.
Talking about it, real brother.
I'm not saying anything. You the host. You the host. I'm not about to step over the. He's
It's
trying
all,
to. He's see what he's doing. He's doing
yeah,
what
he tried it.
he's
He
trying to split
tried.
hairs. Right?
Real
He's trying
brother.
to split
Oh, I'm
us.
gonna get him. I'm gonna
Listen,
get him. You
listen.
tried it, real brother. Oh my goodness.
I'm not falling for it. I'm like he's drawing me in though. I'm not gonna lie. He's drawing me in.
Right.
Sunday.
Okay, so
Sunday.
is it the biological parent's responsibility to keep up with the check-ins?
No. You can't force somebody to check in. That should definitely be on the bonus parent. He's laughing. That should be on the bonus
Okay.
parent.
So you feel
The
like
thing
it's
is,
so that's what I'm saying. So a lot of responsibility in a blended family situation seems to fall on the bonus parent.
not a lot. Responsibility does fall, but not a lot. It's all equal. So I don't want it to sound like, well, it's a lot, but it's not like all the responsibility. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, here's a man or a woman coming into a situation that's already been established with a child that may or may not have another biological parent not living in the home. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This person now has to become acclimated to what's happening in the home. Okay. They also have to try to love on this new relationship, the person that they're with, and develop a relationship with the bonus child at the same time. Okay. So when it comes to check-ins, everybody should be doing check-ins. It would be ideal if the child can do a check-in also, but children don't think like that.
No.
And as I said, we don't want to expect the child to do that. If a child has that in their heart to do, praise God, you got an amazing child that needs to be running for office. But we don't want to put that expectation on the child.
Right.
Let's keep that expectation on the adults in the home.
So the check-in is just kind of like a check-in to see like how I'm doing as a parent, or is the
supportive adult
also
and the child,
for the adults to check in with one another about the child and what the situation is,
or with each other? Okay, because like for instance, the biological parent, right, could probably do a check-in. Hey, listen, how am I doing as a wife? How am I doing as a husband? Do you feel neglected? Do you feel like you are competing for my attention with my child? Like, how can I make that situation better? Check-ins from both parts.
Right. Okay, guys. Okay, and I wanted to ask you a question earlier, and I think I kind of skipped over it. But so when the bonus parent is taking the approach of taking a step back and kind of allowing the parents to handle the situation between themselves, and they're not trying to force themselves onto the child, how well does that situation do? Because it could also be a misconcept to the biological parent that's in the situation that the bonus parent doesn't care about their child. It's not that they don't care about their child. They're not trying to force that relationship, you know, and they want that child to kind of get drawn to them rather than forcing themselves on that child.
So I guess that also be individual. So you're saying that the bonus parent doesn't want to force themselves in the affairs that's already been going on.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever decisions that the biological parents make, they make, and I'm just here. I don't want to force myself in that situation.
Right.
Again.
But would the biological parent feel that that's like that the bonus parent doesn't necessarily care about their child or not showing as much?
No, that would be individual. That could happen, or that could be an ideal situation for the couple's temperaments, and that could work for them. So it could. The biological parent could feel, well, you don't care enough about my kids. How come you don't say anything? Like, you don't do. That could be it, but then it could also be a temperament issue, and the biological parent appreciates that the bonus parent isn't pushing themselves on it. So it can go either way. And for that situation, I would have to talk to the couples and then have them have a discussion about each other's expectations. Okay, conversations in the very beginning is important. I think that if anybody's getting into a blended family, they should undergo family counseling before they make the decision to get married. Because in the counseling session, certain things will come out and they can make an informed decision on whether or not this is the right situation for them. And either they be mature enough to say, as much as I love you, this may not be the right situation for the family, so let's part ways, or go into the marriage full steam ahead.
Right, because Robin's like, that's what her husband does now. He just takes a step back. But I remember earlier you saying that, you know, like you'd been in relationships where, you know, they were great to you, but you didn't feel like they were as great to your kids. Or
No, like don't make me a 4-course meal and then give my kids instant oatmeal. Like that's what I'm talking about.
But then could you have maybe could you maybe have misunderstood where they were coming from, and maybe they were taking that I'm taking a step back approach and not,
well,
you know,
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
trying to feel everybody out. And,
yeah, absolutely. But time tells. Like if it's a continuous thing where it's I'm getting like, you know, filet mignon and they're getting a bologna and cheese sandwich, that's not like you taking a step back from my kids. That's you, you know, putting up with my kids. I don't want anybody just putting up with my kids. You know, like for instance, right? I'll give you an example. Let's talk about that, right?
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So let's say there's a situation where bonus parent, right? The biological parent is stuck at work, and the other biological parent is away on a business trip. The bonus parent was asked to go pick up the child from school. The bonus parent says, "Yeah, I don't know if I can do that. You know, this is really your thing. I just want to take a back seat. I think you guys are gonna have to find your own. Yeah, I don't want to do that. That's neglect. Biological dad comes home from work, right? Bonus mom cooks dinner. Bonus dad gets steak, potatoes, collard greens, cornbread, you know, glass of wine, waiting and all that stuff. Hot, right? All right. But the kids get microwave dinners. Okay. Like that's the type of thing I'm talking about.
Right. And that makes sense.
That's neglect. All right. That's neglect. We need to make sure that the parents like care for the children, like caring for the children is not the same as like, you know, taking a full, you know, back seat. Like a back seat is not doing anything. You can care for the children and not want to get involved so much with the decision making of the children, like what school they go to and stuff like that, because that's who you are.
Right.
You know, they've been doing such a great job already. Why am I going to come in and mix it up? They're doing a great job. Let me just be a support to my wife, be a support to my husband, and be a support to the children. That's my place. And if that's going to be my place, I'll be happy in it. Right? That means that if I'm going to love my child, my wife or my husband, I'm going to love their children too. And I don't have to be all up in the decision-making mix.
Right. Okay. Harrison Family Vlogs, can you please answer this question for Jiggy? He said, I'm a tech junkie. What kind of condenser microphone is that, or USB?
All right, so it's not a condenser microphone. It's a dynamic microphone. It's the Rode podcast mic, or the Rode Pod mic. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a good mic. So Rode Pod mic.
There you go.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, so this one, it's a dynamic microphone. So you got to talk right into it so it doesn't pick up sound from around it.
Okay. I have a question.
Yo, real talk, me too.
Y'all are mad. Okay. So when is it a good time to introduce the co-parent and the bonus parent? When do you bring that dynamic into it?
I think when you realize that you are going to marry that person, I think that's when it could be before, it could be after. But I think definitely if you're looking to marry this person, they shouldn't meet after that. You know, they shouldn't meet after the wedding. They should meet before. But in Robin's case, never. Nope,
Robin, he came for you again, sis.
Nope.
He came for you again.
Not going to happen.
Okay. So before they get married, you think it's a good time?
I think it's a good idea.
A good idea. Okay, so when do you think is a good idea for bonus parents to be child?
No, I'm not. Robin, I'm not coming for you. So the bonus parent is a child.
Yeah.
So everybody has different practices. I guess it depends on the culture of the family. In the past when I've dated, I've had my female, and again they're female friends. I've had female friends meet my kids and interact with my kids. And the reason why is because my kids are a good judge of character in a nice way. My kids are respectful. They would smile in your face and laugh with you and all that stuff. And then when we're alone, say, "Daddy, yeah, she's not the right one." So in my case, my kids were my protectors. So they were like, they were the ones that told me, "Yeah, Daddy, let's not go
this one."
Nice. They're not nice to you, Daddy. So I guess it depends on the maturity level of the children. And you don't want to introduce your kids to every single adult you meet as your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It's okay to have them introduced as, "This is my friend, John. This is my friend Lucy." It's nice to even do outings together. Let's go to an amusement park, or let's go get some ice cream together, and not try not to behave like boyfriend and girlfriend in front of the kids. Just be friends, okay? They say that introducing your kids to different people confuses the kids. I don't agree with that. I think it teaches kids about relationships and how to end things amicably in the future. Okay. And let them know that we are friends. We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. Let them know. Because the thing is, we have adults that are quick to introduce their children to their boyfriend and girlfriend as boyfriend and girlfriend. Then they become 12 years old in middle school, and now they got boyfriend and girlfriends. Like till this day, my 18-year-old doesn't have a girlfriend. Okay. He's had one.
Oh, wow. And he's 18? Wow.
18. And I don't want to toot my own horns, but I make gorgeous children, all right? I make children that women want to be with. Let me just state that. But he's developed my motto for dating or getting to know somebody. There's no expectations. We're friends. We're going to be friends until we find that we can move on to that girlfriend-boyfriend relationship. Okay? So again, my situation may be different than everybody else's, but for us and for my situation, and if somebody was to do a case study on me, it works. Okay? My sons will see women as their friends, and then they get to know each other. And he's the type that say, "Yeah, I had some friends, but we just weren't right for each other." Son, you got it. You got it.
About on the Gentleman's Live. This is what we're talking about. You see that,
so,
guys? You see
and
that?
the thing is, and that saves both. Like, and I tell my sons, when you're dating somebody, you're getting to know somebody, you want to protect their dignity, right? So, you don't want to be their girlfriend or be their boyfriend, and then all of a sudden not want to be their boyfriend anymore. You can be friends, and then say in the friendship, "I think you're cool, but I don't know if we could be boyfriend and girlfriend. I think we just remain friends." All right, let's remain friends. No love loss, slight disappointment, but we defined the relationship. Let's move on.
Yeah, that's true. Shanita said, "I think it becomes confusing on the child when one parent constantly moves in with a new girlfriend."
Then again, I'm not saying moving in. Do not. Yes, that is definitely going to confuse a child. If he's living with it or she's living with a new boyfriend, a new girlfriend every year, that's definitely confusing to the child. So no argument there.
I think Marley said something. Hold on.
Yeah.
She said that I want to find it.
Yeah, Marley got.
She said, "I waited a year after we dated before introducing my daughter to her bonus dad."
Yep.
And Robin said, "My child was a big deciding factor in why I married my husband."
Yeah. Yep.
So y'all got some good kids over here. Wow. Okay. So what happens when the child does not like the step parent? Is it the biological parent's responsibility? Should the biological parent end that relationship because their child doesn't like the step parent? Or is it that they just need to kind of work on their relationship?
It depends on why the child doesn't like the step parent.
So what would be a reason why they should end the relationship?
If that step parent, if the bonus parent is mean, uncaring, harmful to that child, there's no question, end that relationship. End the relationship. Now, if the child doesn't like the bonus parent because they're bitter that you left their other biological parent, then that you let ride for a little bit and see if this child will eventually come around. But yeah, but then a lot of that, yeah. Now you mentioned before a lot of responsibility. There's going to be some responsibility in forming a relationship from this bonus parent,
right?
And developing that trust. Okay, once that trust is developed, then whatever walls this child has put up will eventually be broken down. So they may not like this bonus parent because of walls they developed because they've seen mom and dad in a very hostile relationship, and they don't want their mom or their father going through that again with anybody else. So
that's true. So what about when the parents don't get along? So when we have the step parent and the co-parent that don't get along. Well, the step parent and the co-parent, and they don't get along in this situation.
I would ask why, but again, like I'm not married to my like to well, if I were I'm not married to her ex-husband.
Wouldn't it be, so isn't it the bonus well, not the bonus, isn't it the biological parent's responsibility to create boundaries when that's the type of situation that you have?
Yes. Yeah, boundaries, yeah. But she shouldn't have to force them to like each other.
Right.
Yeah. Respect, yeah. You guys are gonna respect each other. Right? You guys don't ever have to go out for beers or play pool together. No, just respect. Period. And if they don't like each other and they barely know each other, that's ego and that's jealousy. And that could be an indicator of whether or not you should be in a relationship with that person anyway. I'll say that.
Okay. And then this is a big question. So what about these blended families when there's more than 3 parties involved?
Like
mom or dad could have had children with different partners.
Ooh.
We have a multitude of people now involved in the situation.
Wow. Okay, so what's the question?
How do we, what's those types of dynamics? How do you handle those types of situations when you have more than 3 parties involved in a blended family?
That's a good question, and I think that's a situation that I would have to actually approach individual. So, again, in that situation, so for the kids may be used to having adults around, different adults around, because if they have siblings with different parents, like if they're siblings with different daddies or siblings with different mamas, then they may be used to having different kinds of adults around. I don't know if that's going to be so much an issue for them. It may be an issue for the bonus parent coming in and trying to identify where they're going to be in this relationship, if this relationship is going to last, or will there be another number on this person's belt? So that's something. Here's the thing, though, right? We live in a time where that's not uncommon.
No, it's not. It's very common where the mom or the dad has got children by different partners, and everybody's now all being involved or having to be involved in this one blended family because you could have 3 or 2 other partners,
And if there's I'm gonna speak from the man's perspective, because for guys it's a little different because of how families are structured today, where most single mothers have custody of their kids and their kids with multiple partners. Because I don't know of many, maybe one, Molly, of a single father that have custody of their kids from multiple mothers. I will say that I don't know many, but
multiple fathers.
If there's a man coming into a relationship and willing to be with and care for the children of this woman who has children with multiple men, he may be a keeper. Like he may be like, wait, he's willing to love you, and you got 3 children, and each of them have 3 different fathers, and he's willing to come in and love on you and your kids. Don't let that go.
Right.
Don't let that go.
That's true. Guys, she said, that's my man. Shanita Marie randomly said, that's my man. That's my situation right there. Okay, well, guys, did you guys all agree with that answer?
Yeah.
She said, yes, Nita, he's a keeper. That's a good man right there.
Yeah.
It is. So, guys, do you guys have any other questions regarding blended families that you would like Anjay to answer?
Yeah. Now, again, if I answer it, I'm answering it from an ideal perspective. So there's what's realistic, what we think is realistic, and what's ideal that could be achievable. So I'll answer it from that perspective.
Okay, you guys have the floor. Intrigued by Nick said yes. Robin said okay. That was a good build. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions? Shanita said, I'm not going to say anything.
Say it.
Say it, guys. Say it.
Come at me.
Robin
Remember, was it Sunday? Was it Sunday? When I came on and I said that slide comment, and she came on camera ready to come for my neck.
Ready. She was ready to come for you. Nita, you was ready for him.
Yeah.
Oh, Marley said, which father walks the daughter down the aisle?
Whatever father the daughter chooses. It would be
an easy way out, Marley. I'm sorry.
I sure did.
So you don't feel that it's the biological parent's role to do that?
It would be, that's ideal, right? That would be ideal for the biological parent to walk the daughter down the aisle. But let's be honest, there's some men out there that weren't fathers, and there were stepfathers that was there for their bonus child in better ways, in much better ways than even the biological father. So
right.
That would definitely have to be the choice of the daughter who's getting married, and because I can't hate on let's say if I was a deadbeat dad, not doing anything for my child, and I get an invite to her wedding, but her stepfather who's been there walks her down the aisle. I may be disappointed, but I can't be mad at him or her. I got to be mad at myself. My lack of involvement caused her to make that decision.
Right.
So
my best friend, she had her biological father and her stepfather walk her down the aisle.
And if they both were involved, that's dope. That would be beautiful. Yeah.
That was on point. He knows what he's talking about. I'd love to know what he thinks about furthering that relationship, let's say a new wife, while moving on from their past baby mama, ex-wife.
All right, so let me read that. I'd love to know what he thinks about furthering that relationship with, let's say, a new wife while moving on from their past baby mama, ex-wife. So like moving on, in which ways? Like, I'd love to know what he thinks about furthering that relationship. You mean the relationship with the bonus mom and the child?
Yeah, can you expand on that, real brother 32? Good evening, us never them. Welcome, guys. If you have not thumbs up the live, please double check. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, us never them is here for it.
So intrigued by Neek said, I've accepted the fact that my son's biological mom will always resent me for being a full-time mother to her child. I stopped trying years ago. It's just what it is.
Yeah, and don't let that stop you from being the most amazing bonus mom you can be. Yep.
Okay. Real brother said, in terms of bonus wife stroke ex-wife.
Oh, you mean like so
I'll be right back.
Keeping a relationship with the ex-wife? Is that what you're saying? And I'm in charge now. Yo, she's away. Let's party. So you're saying in maintaining a type of relationship with the ex-wife or the baby mother? And that's beautiful, Robin. I'm happy that you had that that person in your life, that male role model in your life to fill that void? Or the relationship that they have, like how do you cultivate their relationship with one another? Because again, if that's what you're asking for, I'll answer it, but it's going to be an ideal answer that could be reached. By the way, what's up, Shanita? So Dre, that's what I'm hearing. So
That's
Dre,
Shanita.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, so go ahead, ask.
Yes, and a new wife. The baby mother is standoffish since the new marriage.
Okay, so if you have a good relationship with both your ex-wife or your children's mother and your wife, your present wife, then you can be the happy medium and the mediator in the situation, without trying to take sides in relationship to your children. However, you should always have your wife's back, your present wife's back, but also tell her when she's wrong, if she is wrong in a situation. So let's say if the ex-wife wants to develop a relationship with their own relationship that benefits the child with your present wife, but your present wife is like, nah, I don't want nothing to do with her, then you got to really find out why your present wife is taking that approach. Maybe she has some issues and trauma that she needs to deal with. Maybe she has attachment issues where she thinks it's disloyal for you to even have any kind of positive communication with your ex-wife. And hopefully, before you guys get married, you can identify that. This way, you can say, "Listen, I don't need this drama. Maybe we shouldn't be together."
Mm.
What's up, Sincerely Nurse? How you doing?
Right? She's been listening while she at work.
Yeah.
And she
Don't
put,
be,
listen, ignore the
you better
crazy
pay
vibe,
attention to the patients,
right?
right? Pay attention with your new scrubs on.
With your
Yeah, I
new
saw the
scrub.
video. I saw it.
Oh, see your
I saw it.
video. They look really good though. I like them. I like
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Intrigued by Neek said, ignore the crazy biological parents and soon they will see they can't get a reaction out of you and they will shape up quick. Don't entertain them.
Yeah. And I think and the thing is, let's be honest. There's some outside parents that just want to see their ex suffer in any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to try to make it as difficult as they can. They're going to feed
Mm-hmm.
poison to their children. They're going to, accuse other biological parent that they still want them, and even try to set them up. Listen, I agree with that. Like just don't fall for those tricks, and be perfectly open and honest with your present relationship.
Okay, Shanita said, not ideal. Going back to the gift giving.
Okay.
Let's just say you and I are in a relationship.
Yeah.
And my baby daddy gave me a gift. How would you feel about it?
It depends on what the gift is and what the occasion is. If it's just like a random gift and it's like a $2,000, is Michael Kors $2,000? Does he make $2,000 watches? I don't know. Like a $2,000 gold encrusted watch. My thing is going to be like, yo, what's that about? But if it's a Mother's Day gift, he's appreciating you as a mother. I can respect that. Like I can respect that. Now, even I don't know, even as far as a birthday gift, but if it's like a Mother's Day gift, I can respect that. If we all have a
But what
decent
if they do all the holidays, like Mother's Day, Christmas, birthday?
Valentine's Day, you better not get my wife anything for Valentine's Day. Nothing. I'm the only person
Oh, so you
and
ain't
her
down for
father.
Valentine's Day.
The only two people allowed to buy her gifts on Valentine's Day is her husband and her father. Period. You better not.
Ladies, how y'all feel about that? He said no to the Valentine's Day.
For real.
Y'all ain't getting no
No.
Valentine's Day gift.
Yeah.
No other man.
That's it.
Real brother said, my ex doesn't really like me like that, Dre. I just wanted your perspective. Sabotage was what used to transpire, but no, my children are adults and have seen the sabotage.
Yeah. So like even me, like I never bought my ex-wife a Mother's Day gift from me. I always bought it for my kids, and my kids gave it to her. Like even honestly, this year we were in the pandemic, right? And Mother's Day happened. Everybody was in quarantine, So I got me and my sons. We sat upstairs, and even I did it too. We made signs for her. Didn't know
Aw.
everybody was doing signs. So we made signs for her, and we went outside her building, and we held out the signs. Gabriel called her. She came to the window, and we all held out signs saying "Happy Mother's Day." Now,
Oh, that's so nice.
me doing that with my kids help my kids feel important, feel like, my dad really cares about us, and because he cares about us, he's gonna honor, our mother on the same day. Like, it's about the kids. So I've never really bought her a gift from me per se. I always bought her gifts from my kids. Even on her birthday, I'll give the kids money to buy her a gift. But if the parents do buy each other's Father's Day gifts and Mother's Day gifts, I really can't knock it. I can only
Right.
respect it because the gift is for that specific purpose. Now, any other occasion, Valentine's Day, Christmas, all that stuff, then there could be some avenue of confusion there. But why are we getting mad if our boyfriend is buying, their children's mother a Mother's Day gift? It's a Mother's Day gift.
Right. But then what about the birthday? What if they want to get a
Again, like
birthday gift too?
that depends on the type of relationship that they have. If everybody is in good standings with one another and that's what they do, I can't knock it.
Right.
But then I'm not going to knock you if you say, well, that's not me. I'm not buying gifts for them. It's definitely about the individual. But I definitely respect couples that can get to the place where they can buy gifts for one another. And that's exactly what it is. A gift of appreciation for that person.
Right.
And that's it. Just not on Valentine's Day. It's not happening.
He said just not. Well, everyone agreed with that. Like Valentine's Day is off limits. Hell.
Yeah. Every other holiday is full. Listen, not about to.
So
No.
she said, what if he's making that kind of money and gave me a Michael Kors gift for my birthday? Because according to you, without me, his child wouldn't be here, right? Shanita, you see the look he's giving you.
There's boundaries to this. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go to the dollar store, buy you a couple of popsicle sticks, and make her a gift. Like, you're not buying her Michael Kors, nothing.
I agree. I feel like
Not gonna
why
happen.
you gotta get her a huge
Yeah, because
expensive gift
then that's
for?
excessive. Then we also got to be wise about the gift, right? If you know that her and this is where it gets into the territory of pettiness, right? That dude is absolutely petty. If he goes and buys a $2,000 anything for his children's mother, knowing that the husband works a regular 9 to 5 and gets paid $50 an hour, like, he can't afford that. Like, and if you can't, that's petty. Let's not do that. Let's be wise. Let's appreciate the person, but not try to be petty and outdo the other parent. Come on.
Right. And Chiba Nick says, I say no gifts at all because gifting has an undertone most times and can trigger memories or may be sentimental. Got to be careful.
Yeah, well, again, boundaries. Like one time before I got into my present situation. I remember this is a couple of years ago. My ex-wife liked Skittles, right? So for Mother's Day one year, I took the boys and we bought her a big bag of Skittles, and we wrapped it, and it was a base for a couple of balloons that said Happy Mother's Day, right? Then I realized, wow, that's sentimental. Like, I remember that she liked Skittles, and I bought that for her. The kids didn't know that she liked Skittles, but I remember that, and I did it. And I thought to myself, you know what? I crossed the line there. Let me not go there anymore, because I think then at that point, I'm crossing boundaries and giving sentimental gifts to my ex-wife, and she has a boyfriend. So I understand. We got to be wise in the gifts that we give. So,
It
but
was
maybe,
Skittles though.
yeah, I know. But maybe the safe bet could be just give a card and write something nice in the card and leave it at that. All right, let's be real, Robin. Let's be real. No, Nita is petty.
So Skittles, huh?
Petty. Don't.
Nina said, nah, it's not petty. Why does my child's father got to give me gifts? Because you're not in the same tax bracket, ideally, right? I'm just saying.
Whatever. Whatever. Whatever.
Y'all are cutting up in the chat. Guys, okay. Okay.
Listen, yo, Jiggy. Nah, bro. Nah, man.
Right. So Real Brother said hurt people, like I said earlier, hurt other people, albeit intentional or otherwise. And that is so correct, Real Brother. Okay, guys. So do not today has been a great conversation. I have really enjoyed it. I hope you guys have all enjoyed it too and have had all of your
Robin, behave.
answered. Okay. And don't worry, Andre will be back on Sunday. Hopefully. I'm his schedule. I don't know, but I'm hoping he'll be around on Sunday.
That's a deep topic. And I think so I can come from a perspective where I can look at it from a bird's eye point of view. And hopefully my brothers that are here tonight can also go into it looking at it that way also. I have to look at it from the perspective of a black man. All right. But I also have to look at it from a perspective of a marriage and family professional. So, and an education professional as well. So are you coming from me on Sunday?
Real Brother said I came in with all those men-based questions. Yeah, Real Brother, I saw you. What did you do?
I can't wait to have that
I didn't write it all out. Is that what you did?
Yeah.
You came prepared this week. Bye, Denise. Thank you for coming. But before we end, Andre wanted to do something.
Actually, I do have a podcast. I haven't recorded for the podcast in over a year. The podcast is actually called, and you can look it up, the Togetherness Podcast. Let me type in what it looks like. Hold on. I can.
He's gonna type in what it looks like, guys. So take notes. But you guys, you can just connect with him on YouTube and follow him. He does this stuff every single week. He has different conversations. Yesterday was an amazing conversation about what happens when you fall out of love. It was great. You guys, seriously, just like how you guys loved Mr. Johnny 25, I'm telling you, you will love Andre Harrison with Harrison Family Vlogs is his channel. You guys really need to follow him. You guys need to go to his lives, be a part of his conversations. He does this all the time. This is nothing.
I go live. Yeah, so I go live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. And that we're talking about something relationship based. And on Saturdays, I go live at 10 a.m. And that's a coffee and chat. So I get my coffee and my Harrison Family merch. Let's see if it'll make sense.
The merch, guys. Don't forget.
And we just talk about different topics. And it could be anything from family to relationships to politics to religion and things like that.
Yeah. So, guys, take a picture now or just remember or go back to the thumbnail.
No, it's not. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think that the podcast is in the description, but I will put it in there.
And make sure you guys all connect. If you are not connected with Harrison Family Vlogs, please connect with Harrison Family Vlogs. Guys, I do not bring people up here that I do not think are going to drop some gems or do not have knowledge or aren't great at what they do. And he is definitely one of them. And this is why we're going to have him go battling against Mr. Johnny 25.
Battling. Hopefully we can compliment one another in our conversation.
I may add a third party into this.
All right, let's do it.
Real Brother 32 because he seemed like he got a lot. But I'm gonna see what he says on Sunday. But guys, Andre wants to do something really nice, and he is going to give away one of his books. So Andre, I'll let you tell them what the book's about, and then I will let you pick who is going to receive the book.
Oh, I have to pick? Oh, yes. Man. I don't know how to pick. All right, so the book is it's called From a Fatherless Father to His Sons. I'm a single father, and I grew up without my father. I met my father for the first time when I was like going on 31. And the book is about the lessons I learned growing up without a father, seeking manhood, that I teach to my sons and the young men that I mentor. It's a great book for young men growing up without fathers, trying to identify what it means to be a man. It's also a good book for single mothers who are forced to raise sons without the guidance and the presence of a father. And it's also a good book for absentee fathers to read in hopes that they would take their rightful place as a responsible male figure in the lives of their children. I heard it's a good book. You know what I'm saying? I heard it's a good book. It's also available on Amazon.com. So if you go to my channel and you click on any one of my videos, I'm like drawing you guys to my channel and click on any one of the videos, watch it all the way through. But in
Right?
in the description of the video, you can buy this book on Amazon.com. It's $10. It's worth $100, but 90% discount. It's because it's my book, and I'm going to say it's worth $100. But it's I think it's a good book for people to have. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this giveaway.
Or do you want me to say, okay, I could do this. I could ask a question that he divulged and see who answers it first, and then they could be the winner of the book.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This is a question, guys. Who's going to get it? Robin's like, I think Real Brother should get it. Well, let's see if Real Brother answers the question right. Okay, so this is the question. How many sons does Andre have?
Who's first?
Who's first? Who's going to have the answer correct first? Let's see. Oh, that. He said 2. Robin said 3. Real Talk said 3.
Robin is right. Robin was the first one.
Robin, you are the winner.
Robin is the winner.
Okay, so Robin, you got it. So you are the winner of the book. Enjoy, honey. Enjoy. Guys, make sure you go and connect with Harrison Family Vlogs. I can't say it enough. And if you miss his live, catch the replay. Okay, he stays on there for an hour. And
Phoenix, you're a cheater.
Oh yeah, Shanita said, can you message her in the DMs because she got a real question. I said, well, why you didn't answer the question? Here. Okay, whatever. There you go. Your message was passed on.
Is the question for me? I think we just connected on Instagram, so shoot me the question.
There we go, Shanita. Shoot him the question, okay?
You want me to gift it to Real
Robin
Brother?
said that you can gift it to Real Brother. She thinks Real Brother deserves the book, so he can have it. So right. Real Brother 32. Reach out to Harrison Family Vlogs on his Instagram. Do you want to drop his Instagram?
And put a personal message in it.
There you go. He'll even put a personal message for you, Real Brother 32. So you got it. You got the book. Robin is gifting it to you. So make sure you reach out to Harrison Family Vlogs so that he can connect and get you that book. Also, guys, do not forget that tomorrow I'm being interviewed. So all of you guys.
Where's that link? Can somebody share that link?
Can someone share the link to Real's live tomorrow? He's already got it. Or Real Talk, can you share the link real quick? Oh, you're not a mod. Whoever can do it the fastest.
Oh, they'll get a second book. Whatever moderator could put it. Dag, I have it here. I would.
There we go. Oh, you've got it?
Yeah, but I can't. Yeah, I can't share it.
Oh, you haven't typed it yet. Can you type something? Let me see if I type it for you. If you type something, then I can just make you mod. Okay, somebody, could you guys add the link? Or Dre, if you can type something in the chat so that it comes up so I can make you mod so you can add the link.
There we go.
Whoever's first.
Yes, I just put it in.
And he put it in there too. But I'm still going to make you mod anyway because you always come to my lives. And I trust you.
Thank you.
Okay, so Real has dropped the link, guys. So I want you guys to make sure you go and click over there. Set your reminders for my interview tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern time. I think it'll be fun. It's fun to see somebody else interview me. I'm intrigued to see how this goes. But also, do not forget, Open Panel Sunday. Okay, so this Sunday, it's an open panel. So I'm going to drop the link. And if you want to come and answer questions or you want to battle it out with Andre, then make sure you come on Sunday because you can come up and talk and we're going to have a whole conversation. And I'll also be celebrating my 1K. I'm going to have a 1K party. We're going to celebrate this Sunday. And I can't wait to celebrate with all of you guys because you guys are real ones. So thank you all. Thank you, Andre, for spending.
You know what? Like, you grow it fast. Like you are already like over 50 subscribers in like a week. Like,
And I
you're
have
about
done
to,
nothing. I've done nothing.
you're about to have 1,100 subscribers by tomorrow night.
I hope so. I've done nothing, I swear. I was just like, wow, I wake up and I find new people like messaging me saying, oh, I'm new here. And I'm like, wow, that's cool. I like
Well,
that.
you have great conversations, and I think that it's done in a way that it's fun, it's educating, and like you provide that dope edutainment for everybody.
Thank you.
Yes, you have great conversation. Queen of
Oh, I
conversations.
appreciate it. Oh, thank you.
You're the queen of YouTube conversations.
I'm
I'm
the queen of
telling
YouTube.
you that right now, and you're British too, like, and from you're the queen of YouTube conversations. That's what you are.
Oh, I love that. I'm the queen, guys. I'm the queen. I love
Thank you,
that.
Molly. Yeah.
Yes, and I know I always see you over in Dre's live, so I know that you came from Dre. But don't forget, if you haven't got me, but I think we are connected though, Marley. But if you haven't got me, please do connect, guys. So make sure you connect to both of us. Thank you all so much for being a part of the conversation tonight. I really appreciate all of you guys, and we will see you all tomorrow, hopefully.
Right.
All right, then, guys. Everyone have a good evening. I'll speak to you later. Bye.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.